through 6 bouts. Penn State leads Iowa 12-10. The difference maker, Brian Heller's pin at 141 pounds over 6th-ranked Alex Schultz. And now we've worked our way to the feature bout of the afternoon. Number 2, Eric Luedke. He's won 20 in a row. The senior from Colby, Kansas. James Yonushonis, 25 wins of the year. He's won 10 in a row, and he is ranked 7th in the nation.
I'd like to see James get offensive early and get a shot off to that left leg. The more he can get on his opponent's legs, the better off he's going to be. He needs to set the tempo early.
You've always been great at spotting potential, Ken. At your camps, when you work with him, did you see something in him that would tell you that when he got to be this age and filled out better, he could be this kind of wrestler?
You know, you never knew that out of James. You knew he'd be solid. He's such a hard worker. You saw that special intensity in him, but he didn't have that physical prowess. He didn't really develop physically until into high school and start getting horsepower, and that's when his self-confidence blossomed. For me, the biggest thing for James is self-confidence. Growing up in a junior high, he kind of played second fiddle. He wasn't the star of the program and what have you, but as he got into high school, he really started to get more self-confidence. And then the last 5 years of his life, he's just totally dedicated himself to year-round training and continued to better himself.
What impresses you about Luedke?
Luedke's a grinder. He stays on you. He's on your head. He's hand fights a lot. He's not real flashy. He's similar to James in that respect. What James does really good, though, is gets to that leg. He's got a great single leg. If you use this underhook right here to get to that leg, he'd be solid. Luedke's more of a hand fighter, a snapper, and a pusher. James is a shooter. He's a go-getter. He's lanky, and he uses his leverage to suck those legs in. Right now, Luedke's the one controlling the ties. James has got to move his feet, snap, and get some shots off.
Now, Luedke was able to beat Jordan Sherrod of Michigan Friday night 13-2.
There was the slide by. That's really critical. I wish he had shown it that early because he didn't have any pressure from his opponent. But the slide by is when the opponent ties your collar and you shrug it by, and James executed it well with a nice arm drag. But Luedke wasn't pressing in. So after Yonushonis did it, he was able to react. What you might look for, though, later is a slide by to a shot. Because Luedke reacted pretty quickly to that slide by. Now, here's important for James. Look for a re-shot or a score with his front headlock. At this point, he's not working hard to score here. He's got to extend him. He's pushing away. It wasn't a comfortable position for him. Nice 2-on-1 by Luedke. Let's see if he can do something with it. James has got head position. James has got his head on the side of the 2-on-1, which prevented Luedke from getting much of a shot off.
Yonushonis was able to beat Nick Hayes, the 15th ranked wrestler in the country from Northwestern, 3-1 Friday night.
Yeah, well, Steve, that was a great match. It was 1-1 third period. Both guys were shooting. There's the shot. This is key. He's got to recover position. He's got to keep his feet in. Nice job by Iowa.
Luedke did a great job knowing where he was in the match.
He did it. James was a little far away. He just didn't get enough setup for the shot. Although he got deep, if he would have had a little better setup, he could have got deeper. See, now reshot is what he's got to look for there. He did. A good tactic after a guy shoots you, he comes right back up his reshot. This is not where James wants to be. All right, Yonushonis does not have much stuff from here. He's just staying solid. It doesn't look like Luedke from Iowa has much either. So
go back. The Hayes match on Friday night, Yonushonis did some good things in that.
Yeah, Yonushonis did. There was a lot of good scrambles. It was still 1-1 in the third period, but Yonushonis had kept a good pace like he's doing here and was able to prevail in the last 30 seconds of the third period. He wore Hayes out and caught him relaxed on the edge and nailed the sweep single and caught the other ankle with the reach behind on the edge of the mat for a big takedown with about 15 seconds left when it was all said and done.
Yonushonis will work top here in the second period.
I'd like to see him grind on him some. I know he'd like to, but I think it'll be difficult. Luedke's very strong. He gets to his feet, as you see, pretty well. James got to return him. Luedke's powerful. He's in a good position. And James concedes the position, lets him go. So that's a position where James does not turn the corner. He's tough on top against medium guys, but against the very best guys, he's usually not able to hold him down that long.
So Luedke with the 1-0 advantage with the escape here in the second period. Yonushonis wrestles a lot of emotion too, doesn't he?
He does. You can bet the third period he'll be here. He'll be still right in there. He's not wrestling so well so far, Steve. He's not keeping the motion going. But again, he's a slow starter sometimes. He's setting a pretty good pace. Nice slide by. Again, though, he needs to have a second maneuver score on the #2 ranked guy in the country, you're going to have to put a couple of moves together.
Oh, back to center at neutral, 1:06 to go here. Second period, 1-0. Lone escape for Luedke.
James has more offense than he's showing. He's got good combinations off the slide by. He's got more setups. Right now, he's letting Luedke control the ties a little bit too much.
Showed too much respect.
Perhaps. Luedke's had a couple arm drags. I'd like to see James pick up the pace here. If I'm Penn State, I'm thinking I got to burn here. I got to get things going.
Attack again. You mentioned the ties. Luedke is
He's strong. You know, whereby James can tire 90% of guys in the country out. This is one athlete that is a challenge to tire out. So, although it's hopeful for the Lions that James will get that third period takedown that he so often does, it's not a sure thing against the Iowa program. You're fighting an Iowa team that's well-conditioned against one of their wrestlers that's basically one of the best guys on the team. It's certainly one of their best conditioned.
Well, this second period is going to come to a close with the one escape, and that's the difference right now. Luedke with a 1-0 advantage heading to the third.
Well, let's see if Luedke shows much on top. Yeah, he big time here for James. James has got to get out quickly. He looks fired up, and Luedke looks a little tired. He stops the first move. He's got to come. James has got to slide his knee under. This first 10 seconds has not been good for Yonushonis. There we go. That's what he wants to do.
He should break the hands. He does. Well, now we wrestle to the finish, my man.
This is what it's been for James Yonushonis throughout much of his career. Close matches in the third period. He's always doing it consistently against the top 10 to 20 guys. And he's got to do it consistently against all the best guys in the country. This is a great test for him right here.
Countered that one well.
He did. James looks like he's got a full gas tank. I believe he's going to find a way to do it. That's why we're watching. He hustles back to center. You got to like that. James has not gotten in on too many deep shots. I'd like to see him get his hands locked around Luedke's left leg. Luedke's the one shooting right now. Luedke actually has taken more shots than James.
Yonushonis' ability to get the big score in the third period has been his forte. He has a minute to do it.
Yep. He's got to create some body fakes in motion. He's got to watch him. He's good at shoving the elbow. He's showing Luedke a lot of respect. Usually he's more tenacious at this point in the match. He's got to clear that elbow. Once he'll try to shove it and then maybe attack to his right to attack the left leg.
Oh, listen to this crowd. They want the senior to come up with the big move and win it.
Final match of his career in front of the home folks at Rec Hall. This is the last home duel meet for Rec Hall. Phillipsburg, James Yonushonis has a chance to go home with a big win.
You'll bring him back in. He's trying to set something up at once.
Team score is 12-10 for Penn State. If Yonushonis could win this match, this would pretty much seal the deal, barring major upset for Penn State. So this is the individual bouts and the team duel meet. A lot at stake right here.
17 seconds to get it done.
I'd love to see a reshot here. This is not a position James has shown the ability to score from in this match. We're looking at sudden death here probably. Both wrestlers are looking content to go to sudden death. We talked in the open about being tough when you're tired. Here's what it's all about, Steve. Two warriors. #2 ranked in the country, Iowa, versus #7 Penn State going at it.
All right, here we go, neutral. Which one can get it done?
James has done well not to make any mistakes. I got to give credit there. Although he hasn't shown his usual aggressiveness, he's not made any errors. He's in. Typical James Yonushonis. The crowd is going crazy. They love it. The hometown boy does what he's been doing all season long. Win the close one at the end.
And in his final match in Rec Hall, Phillipsburg James Yonushonis does what he has done so many times, especially in the last 2